boys and girls. Today I wanted to talk to you about how to classify different triangles. I bet you didn't know there were different types, but there are. So looking at the chart below, you could see there are three different types of triangles. There is an obtuse triangle, and an obtuse triangle has one angle that's obtuse. Remember, obtuse means larger than 90 degrees. Then we have an acute triangle, and an acute triangle has all three angles are acute. Remember, acute means smaller than 90 degrees. I always remember it like cute things are little, like kittens and puppies and babies. So acute angles are little. And then there's a right triangle, and a right triangle has one right angle. And in geometry, right angles are always um, written with that little box symbol right here. So that's how you know that something is a right angle. It has that symbol. And then that means that the other two sides are perpendicular. So these two sides are perpendicular to each other. Okay, so let's take a look at this. It says this sandwich is cut in half. Classify the triangle represented by the half sandwich as right, acute, or obtuse. Determine if any of the sides are perpendicular. All right, a right triangle has one right angle. How many right angles are there? Well, I can see from this that it has one right angle because it has that little symbol that I know tells me that's a right angle. It measures 90 degrees. And then I know that those other two lines that connect that angle are perpendicular. An acute triangle has three acute angles. How many acute angles are there? Well, I see that this angle's acute and this angle here is acute. So it has two acute angles. And I remember that in order for it to be an acute triangle, it has to have three. All three angles have to be acute. So it's not an acute triangle. Obtuse. An obtuse triangle has one obtuse angle, and there are no obtuse angles on that triangle. So if you thought it's a right triangle that is made by that sandwich, you are correct. So that's a right triangle. Let's do a little more practice, and then you can do your assignment. Circle the acute triangles, place an X on the right triangles, shade the obtuse triangles. I'm going to start with this green one, and let's see. I'm going to mark the angles. That one's acute, this one's acute, and that's acute. All right, so this is an acute triangle. I'm going to circle this one. Next, we have right triangles, and I know right triangles have one right angle, and I can see that this has a right angle and this has a right angle. So we're going to X those out because that's what the directions say. Oh, I'm kind of skipping around, aren't I? The blue triangle. Man, it really looks like this angle right here would be a right angle, but since it's not marked, it must be obtuse, just slightly bigger than 90 degrees. And then these two angles are acute. But since I have one obtuse angle, that makes it an obtuse triangle. And here, let's see, it looks like I have three angles that are all acute. So I'm going to circle that one. And then this one, again, it almost looks like this bottom one makes a 90-degree angle, but since it's not marked with that box, it must be slightly bigger than 90 degrees for it to be an obtuse angle. And then these two are acute. So I'm going to shade that one in. Okay, guys, log on to Google Classroom and complete your geometry sort. And I will see you again soon.